everybody. Welcome to Walnut Lodge Volant location. 8:30 a.m. Saturday Yoga Flow. Joanne says hi, I say hi back.
Lisa's there, and so is Corey.
And hi Lisa, and hi Corey. Thank you guys for being so supporting financially and emotionally. I mean, here we are again. This is week 7. There's the tech guy just walked through the space. And he's going to walk back through. Yes. None of this would happen without James. It's a chilly, chilly day here in Volant, so I have my hoodie on. I don't know if I'll take it off or not. We're going to do a variation today of my Wednesday series. I know the names make no sense, but the Wednesday series is the one where we have our hands in extension and we do all the camel type things. And I'm going to do the first round of that on the couch. Or I'm going to use the couch as a prop. So if you are in your living room, maybe situate yourself so that you can use your couch. If you don't have a couch or a chair that you could use, you don't have to use one, because when we do this series in the lodge, we don't use any props at all, except maybe you might need like a blanket for the sitting part and a strap, or sometimes people will need blocks for that. But for this first section, you don't need anything. It's just that since most of us are in places where we have all of these things to lay on and to use, I'm gonna work that first round. We'll do 2 rounds. We'll work the first round with a prop. And then, like I said, if you don't have it, you don't need it. It's just that you won't hold things as long as we're going to hold them, because we are going to be supported by something. And again, if you don't have anything for the first part, you can use what we usually use to stretch the armpits in the lodge, which is, a block on, and sometimes people need 2 blocks or a block on top of a bolster. So just gather some things, and then we're going to start in the Sphinx posture to do a little bit of work, just warming up the shoulders. So, coming down to a Sphinx, drop your head, relax your shoulders, relax your back, and then if you feel like that's too much, that relaxed position, this extended position is too much on your back, then just reach your sit bones towards your feet to take some of the curve out of that low back to support with the stomach. If you don't need that, just drop your head down and let the neck stretch. Make sure your elbows are in a position where you can relax the whole shoulder girdle without collapsing. So for me, that's just maybe a 1/2 inch in front of vertical. All right. Couple big inhales into that upper back. And then we inhale, push up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, push up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, push up on the exhale as you drop shoulders to your ears. Inhale, push up, shoulder blades down to the waist. Exhale, drop, shoulders to your ears. Inhale, push up, blades down. Exhale, shoulders up. Inhale, blades down. Exhale, shoulders to the ears. Inhale, blades down. Exhale, shoulders to the ears. Now reverse. Keep your shoulders where they are, up by your ears. Inhale, push up through your blades. Exhale, shoulder blades down, undulate through. Inhale, push your spine up. Exhale, undulate through. Inhale, push your spine up. Exhale, blades go down. Inhale, upper and mid back stretch. Exhale, chest goes forward. Inhale, push up. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, push up. Now knees together. Pick your pelvis up. Tuck your tailbone under. So first let the sit bones lift and then pull your tailbone to your face. Keep your knees down. Just kind of wake up your core a little bit more. So pubic bones lifting up into your spine. Sit bones are reaching into the backs of the legs. Shoulder blades are pushed to the side of your spine. Your upper back is pushing through. I'm not going to hold here too long. Just inhale. Feel the ribs push up again through the shoulder blades. Exhale. Keep pulling that pubic bone into your waist. And then release down. Let yourself just flow through. And then come all the way down. Turn your head to your favorite side. Breathe. Couple breaths into that hot upper back, really high into the shoulders. Couple more big inhales. Let your neck stretch. And then come back center. Sphinx posture again. All right. Push your spine up through the blades. Lift your tailbone. Tuck under. Feel that long back. This time, tuck your toes under. Push. Full plank. So keep feeling your tailbone pulling up to your rib cage. Feel the breath in your back. Push from your hands to your elbows, up into the shoulders, down through the sit bones, through the heels. Roll the thighs in. Feel that line. Pull to the knees, then from the knees, pull it to the pubic bone. From the pubic bone, pull it into your spine. Just stay there. Breathe. Pushing energy from the front to the back, front to the back. Keep pushing from your hands to your elbows, all the way back to your heels. Just making sure that our shoulders are warming up. We're going to just do 5 little shrugs here. This is the inhale position. Exhale, let your shoulder blades release. Drop the chest down. Don't let go of the stomach. Inhale up. Exhale, chest down, stomach pulls. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up, just 2 more. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. I think I'm warming up. And down. And up. Knees down. Pelvis down. Maybe the hoodie comes off. And down you go. Head to the other side. Hands back to your thighs. Profile on your face. Stretch your neck. Breathe. and coming back to the center. One more. Arms back in the Sphinx. Drop your head down. Just feel your shoulders here. You have more, I have more range. You're starting to get nice and warm. Inhale, push up, and just feel the suspension of that. It feels good. You don't feel like you're grinding in anything. It's just a push. Pick your tailbone up, tuck it under. Feel that tailbone pull to your rib cage. Tuck your toes under, full plank, push. Side arm balance. And up. I like to do the shrugs before this because you can feel your shoulder blade. Now that shoulder blade is pushing down and away from your spine to keep that space in the shoulder. Keep lifting through your hips. Nice long neck. Knees are nice and pulled up. Whole outside of your foot, whatever foot is down. Don't let your shoulders sag. Just a couple more. Now, you're going to lift your stomach up into your spine. Slow, roll. Don't lose your pelvis. And roll. Other side. Push up. Nice and straight. Couple more breaths. Now think about your stomach first. Pull it in. Feel your tailbone reach through your legs to your chest. Roll. Keep that back. Knees down. This time, press back. Tuck your toes under. So you're just going to kind of sit back on your heels. Toes are tucked under. I'm rolling my foot in so that I really feel the base of my big toe and the base of my second toe. And then I'm taking my ankle bones and I'm kind of rolling them towards one another. And I'm just giving my foot and toes a good stretch. Couple breaths here. And then lift up, press back to a down dog, and then immediately shift just to the right leg and stretch through your calf. Relax your neck. Push through your arms. Feel that line go all the way to your sit bones. Make space in the armpits. And then shift to your left leg, push through your heel, pull the quad up, stretch that calf. And push through both. And then we're just going to walk our hands and feet towards one another. So a bit of a forward bend. I'm going to keep my hands out here. It's a little too early in class for a good forward bend for me. So just keep your kneecaps lifted. Reach nice and long through your spine. Pull your kneecaps up. Breathe. And then bend your knees just a little bit. Take all the weight onto your legs. Fold your pelvis. Reach your chest out and come up to vertical. I know you can't see me. I'm going to go over to my couch. All right. So we're going to get two views. And maybe a drink before we go. All right, so first one, we'll just do two of these. So my series starts with usually hands out on a block. So if you're just going to use your block, just put your block out in front, interlace your fingers, and put your thumbs on it. Walk your knees back. We're going to stretch our armpits. If you have a chair or your couch, we're going to first do one here with our elbows. So just put your elbows on your couch. Put your head on the edge of the couch. And then we're just going to drop our chest down. But what I want you to do here is I want you to feel your sternum pushing towards the couch this way, trying to feel your upper back engage. We're stretching the armpit line, which is our lat muscles, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to get our chest to push forward. So I usually do a little bit more of the Cobra series, chest forward, shoulder blades back. Here, we're just going to stretch that line, but I want you to take your chest and push it towards the couch as you're in the stretch, all right? So head down, drop through the armpits as best as you can, hold on to your elbows, upper arms are parallel to your head. Just breathe, chest forward. Keep folding in the hips. One more. Come up slowly, walk your knees in, round your back, sit back on your heels, and then just roll your chest up. Sit and just breathe into your chest. Okay, on to the next one. So we're going to interlace our fingers. We're going to push our palms out, and you're going to just put the thumbs down. Now you'd like to have a straight line from your hips to your hands, so walk back until you can feel that straight line. So you're in a child pose. Now we're just going to work this line here. So same thing, a little bit more. You have a little bit more arm stretch. Let your chest push down through. Keep your neck nice and long. So we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. And we're going to release that. Come up, hands down. Roll yourself up to sitting again. Just a couple of breaths, just to let that go. Just feel your shoulders. So after the work of the planks and the stretch, this area for me is feeling pretty warmed up, pretty mobile. So just a couple of breaths here. All right, now if you're like me and you have very little internal rotation, you have a tight outside line, your camels are really bad, your heroes are difficult, you're probably a good candidate for a strap. If you can just plop down into a hero, you don't need a strap. I need a strap. So I'm going to put a strap around my thighs, right above my knees. Not going to make it too tight, because when you sit back, it gets tighter. So just kind of. Now there's two things about the strap. So it'll keep my legs from going out. I want to just work parallel. I don't want to work in. I don't want to work out. I just want to work the lines parallel. But when you have the strap and you push out, you can activate the sideline a little bit better, all the way into the glute medius. And then if you want to really feel the inner thighs, as you squeeze the inner thighs, you kind of get this nice biofeedback loop because you feel the strap loosening. So then as soon as you feel the strap tightening again, you realize that you've let go of that inner thigh line. Why would you do that? Well, because after we hold this long enough, things start to let go. So we're going to go back to this position. The second position. All right, now you're going to squeeze your knees together. And what we're going to do is we're going to just push up, and then let's come back down. So from your sit bones, you're going to go back. You're going to take your chest. You're going to push through your arms, and we're going to come back down. And just do that one more time. It's a pretty interesting feeling. Sit bones back, push chest forward, hold, straight line from your sit bones to your hands. Knees are squeezing, breathing, breathing, folding in the pelvis, pushing out the arms. So your upper arms are squeezing to your ears, your shoulder blades are pulling down, your inner thighs are squeezing. You feel that fold in the hip socket. Your stomach is lifted. You're breathing. Doesn't seem like it should be a hard position, but it is not easy to hold this. Couple more breaths. Now right here, push your hands to the ceiling and come up, onto your knees. All right, stomach up, tailbone down. Now we're just going to turn around. Usually in this series we go into an upper back bend, trying to get our arms parallel to the ceiling without disturbing our pelvis. What we're going to do today is a couple stretches for the upper back. So if you have a couch, we're good. If you have a chair, you're good. If you don't have anything, you're still good. So if you don't have anything, you're going to come up onto your knees. So James, maybe go to the other camera. Yeah, thank you. Interlace your fingers. All right, stomach is up, tailbone is down. And then you're just going to keep lifting your chest. And you're going to do this, and then you're going to come down, and then you'll do it again when we have the second round on the couch. All right, so for people that are using the couch, now again, all this stuff is approximated, right? Because I can't put my feet underneath my couch. I mean, my whole foot. I can only get my toes under there. So the first thing that we're going to do is just a little bit of a quad stretch. So sit down on your heels, and then maybe reach yourself back, tuck your tailbone under like you're going into reclining hero. Let yourself go all the way back. Now, if you can't let your head drop back, grab one of your couch pillows or a pillow or your block, put it underneath your head. But if not, just stay right here. Tuck under. Keep pushing your pelvis towards your knees and up. So right now, I'm going to put this underneath my head so I can talk. It's really hard to talk when your neck is extended like that. So we're working just this. You know, this is for those of us that have the tight quads. It's morning though. I'm sure this is pretty fun for everybody. So you're just going to keep tucking and pushing as if you're going into a camel. Now I want you to take the tops of your feet, push them into the ground. So as you push your feet into the ground, your quads engage. And that's what we want for this next part. We want to use our quads to help us pull up. Right now, try to use your sit bones to engage the hamstrings to make that back line work so the pelvis stays here. Now, come up onto your elbows or put your hands here, depending on your, what kind of position you have, what kind of chair you have. Tuck under, push through your legs, and push yourself up onto your knees so that your knees are right underneath your hips. Now let's sit back down. When you sit down, squeeze your knees together, squeeze your thighs together, and just sit. Always try to use that inner thigh line on the way down. All right, let's do that again, because I'm sure that you guys feel the work of the quads. And if you were in class Thursday in the foundations class, I kind of did a little bit of this because we're working into the hero line. So tuck your tailbone under, push against the floor. Now, can you get yourself all the way up there without your arms? It's hard. Push up. And come down, squeeze the knees, feel the fold. All right, this time, I'm going to go all the way back again. Keep tucking under, feel your knees. Now, I know those of you, especially with this strap on, if you feel a stabbing pain in your knee, you have to kind of determine how much of that you can deal with. That's your quad, tight quads, I feel that. But after about 3 or 4 minutes of this stretching, it goes away. But I actually did loosen up my strap. So we want this to be a parallel line. We want to stretch the outsides of our legs. If you really squeeze it in and you have a really super tight outside line, then that's makes it even more difficult. So tuck under, reach your pelvis, Let your head drop back. And then this time, interlace your fingers and then just reach back. Now, I run into the back of my couch, so I'm gonna change my grip to this. And I'm gonna let my chest lift as my elbows drop down to my ears. Just doing a little bit more of stretching the upper back, that's all. Actually, it's more mid-back now. Keep tucking under, just a couple big breaths of the ribs up. Keep tucking under. So people that don't have a couch, you could be doing a reclining hero now, or you could be doing a reclining hero on your block. Just a couple more breaths. Everything is relaxing except your hamstring sit bone line. You're still pushing your sit bones towards your knees, and you're trying to let everything else relax. Now release your arms. Reach your sit bones towards your heels. Slowly push yourself up to sitting. Now we're just going to come forward, tuck the toes, stretch to a down dog just to give the knees a break. And come on back down. Excuse me. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is just to try to get a little bit more into the posture of the series, which is work for camel, but also for one of the pigeons. Because in the original series, we're going to back bend and take our hands to the floor behind us. I can no longer do that because of my advanced age and insufficiency at this point. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pillows here at the edge of my couch. Now, if you can get the back of your thighs up against something, then this is easier. But I can't, because I can't slide my feet underneath. So I'm going to take my hands here. I'm going to interlace my fingers. I'm going to stretch my arms to straight. All right, so let's just take a couple of breaths into the chest here. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Now, as your shoulder blades squeeze down into your sit bones. Because remember, with all of these back bends, we want the bend to come at the hip socket and the upper back first before we go anywhere else into the spine. So we spend a lot of time trying to isolate those areas. So what we're going to do here is push your sit bones forward, lift your chest up, and we're going to lean back until we hit those pillows, and then take your arms away, interlace, and extend. Now, just keep working. Inhale, push out your arms. Exhale, release. Inhale, push out your arms. Exhale, release. Keep your sit bones working. Keep your sit bones working. Keep driving the sit bones into the backs of your thighs, breathing into your chest. Now release your hands, release your pelvis down, just kind of undulate through, chest left. Pull your chin in, round down, hands down again, tuck the toes, one more down dog. Make sure to let go of your neck. And come down. Okay, we're going to do one more of those. Now I know Corey and Joanne are out there.
Millie too.
And Millie. Oh.
And Ashley.
And Ashley.
And
Hey, Ash.
And Janet Linford.
And Janet Linford. Oh, cool, you guys. So, if you have a good back bend, then on this next round, I mean, I find the time there really useful, because by the time I get done here, I have a couple more inches on my hips, I have a little bit more in my chest. It takes my body a lot longer to adjust to these positions. Now, there's in the Iyengar tradition with all the props and things, there is a bench that you can use, but usually your thighs go up against the back of it, and then they pile this up, and you basically are doing the same thing, but actually you're higher. I have to tilt back in order to get to my pillows. Now, if you have a good forward bend, and you have already kind of maxed out the benefit that you can get with this particular setup, you can put your hands on the couch or your chair, keep pushing your pelvis forward, and then don't use these. Take your head down here, or even past going down towards the floor. Now I know we're just in the initial stages of class, and we will get to a variation that's even more difficult, because remember, later in this series your head does go to the floor. So today, if you can do the position where your head goes to the floor, you won't do the couch variation unless you want to just try it. It's the thing about being supported is that it gives you a chance, it gives your mind and your body a chance to connect to the places that need to work on you. And sometimes when you're holding the postures, you're spending just so much time just holding and pushing that you can't really, you don't have enough strength to hold it long enough to feel what needs to open. So for me here, my quads will finally start loosening enough that I can get forward enough and I can start feeling the hips opening a little bit more. I never feel anything in my back because I have that technique, but there's a lot of resistance in my thighs and my hip flexors. All right, so we're going to do a repeat of this, and you can make it more extreme by moving your pillows. All right, so if you are not using anything, then on this variation, you're just going to try to keep your pelvis over your knees, and then you're going to try to keep your chest and arms parallel to the ceiling. All right, so on this one, we're going to start with our arms and see how we can get there. All right, so you're going to drive your sit bones down, push your pelvis forward, look up. Same thing that we do with back bend. Inhale, chest goes up, chest goes up, chest goes up, arms going back, chest goes up, arms going back. Let yourself go back, keep your hands here, breathe. Keep pushing your pelvis forward. Staying here about a minute. Unless you're just holding this with no block, then just do about 5 or 6 more breaths and come up out of it. Keep working your sit bones. Couple more breaths. Reaching your sit bones. Then let go of your arms. Push into your feet. And come up. All right. Sit. Actually, interlace your fingers. I'm gonna have to move out just a little bit. And we're gonna pull our sit bones back as we reach our arms forward. Gonna hit that 45-degree line. And we're gonna try to keep going. So here is where the hero and the strap help. Squeeze your thighs, push your sit bones, reach your arms. Squeeze your thighs, push your sit bones, reach your arms. Couple more. And release that. Come into sitting. All right, now I'm going to move a little bit further away from the couch and I'm coming into sitting. Now, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to be far enough away so that I can kind of tilt back and then just touch the couch. All right, so the next part of this series is about just strengthening this inner line. And then our hands are here, and we're gonna squeeze our elbows together, and we're gonna squeeze the chest. Why would we wanna do that? We're gonna work the chest so that we can release it in the next posture. Sometimes we don't realize how much of our neck tension is really our chest, our pec line. And I know I'm at this kind of weird angle, but James is going to kind of go back and forth between the cameras. And so you should be able to kind of get the idea there. So James, go to the other camera a second. All right, so in this particular section, we're going to squeeze our knees together, we're going to tuck our tailbone under, and we're going to lean back. Now my butt is not on my feet, it's touching my feet. But right now all my weight's in my quads. That's a lot of work. You can do that. I'm going to use the couch kind of as my guide, because I want to go all the way back to that couch every time. And then how we're going to get up onto our knees is we're going to squeeze our thighs together and push with our feet. All right, so palms together, elbows together, squeeze. Feel your pec line. Tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your thighs, lean back. Now from your sit bones, push all the way up. Now, on the way down, we're gonna exhale, we're gonna tuck under, going back to that position, but just barely touch our butt onto our heels, squeeze our arms, and try to push our arms a little higher. So tuck under, back, 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 back. Lean if you want. The more you lean, the more quad. And inhale, push up. And again, exhale. Tuck under, lean, lean. Work the thighs, push the elbows, and inhale. Up. Exhale, squeeze, tuck under, push your sit bones, lean back, inhale, up. Exhale, push your elbows, your arms should be getting tired, your chest should be getting tired. Tuck under, inhale, up. Here's the last one. And exhale, tuck under, lean back, push up. This time, stretch the arms. Feels wonderful. Interlace. Now we're going to turn our arms this way. All right? All right, now roll the shoulders under. Sit bones are driving down into the backs of your legs. Now, palms are up. Now, if you try to pull your arms apart with your fingers interlaced, you feel this whole shoulder line rolling down and in, and the shoulders are squeezing in towards the spine. That's what we want. So pull the shoulder blades open, squeeze, tuck your tailbone, lift your waist, lift your chest. Now just open your throat to the ceiling. Keep driving the sit bones down, stretching through your throat. Feeling your upper back and your arms going parallel to the ceiling. Now just come up, release that, and we're just going to come to sitting. So pull yourself down, relax that, feel your sternum open. So we're going to do one more of those, and this time you can position yourself away from the couch, because this is the one where we touch our head to the floor. I'm not going to be touching my head to the floor. Joanne will be touching her head to the floor. Maybe, and the rest of us might be touching our head to the couch or our head to the pillows behind us. Or we're just going to go back a little bit. I mean, it requires a lot of quad strength. We just work that. Sometimes your quads are so tired at this point that you can't even imagine. But if you have a good camel, keep pushing the pelvis forward and feel that camel position, because again, that's coming up pretty soon. All right. So back up onto your knees, interlace your fingers, palms up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, try to pull the arms open, press the sit bones down and forward, reach your chest up through your arms, extend your neck. Now keep breathing, tilt back, all the way to the ground if you can, or wherever you can. Couple breaths here. And then you're going to push with your pelvis and go up. All right. Now, let go of your arms. Take them back behind you. Interlace. Stretch them to straight. And now we're going to go down into a yoga mudra. Head as close to your knees as you can. So you're going to inhale and then exhale. Tuck your chin. Inhale. Exhale. Rolling down. Inhale. Exhale, curling the rib cage into your spine. Inhale, exhale, curling. Inhale, exhale, curling all the way down, head to the floor, lift up. Tuck your chin under. Keep working your arms, or release your arms, put them beside, and let them take some of the weight of the torso. But you're tucking your head under. If your head is sliding, you can interlace your fingers, put them behind your head, and let that help you. It's a little bit of a neck stretch. Chin is pushing into the sternal notch. Breathe. Release your arms. Fold yourself back. Now you're on your shins. Take your hands back towards your heels. Now we're just going to try to make a straight line with your back. So push your sit bones towards your feet. Push your collarbones forward. Neck is nice and straight. Squeeze your inner thighs and just fold into your pelvis. Just work that line. Just imagine somebody holding your sit bones and holding you underneath your arms, and you're just trying to extend your back, making it as long as possible. Now, inhale, push yourself to vertical. All right, now from here, hands are on your feet. Push up to a camel. If you can't camel from there, put your hands on your couch and press the pelvis up. And work the best camel that you can. If your hands are on your feet, drive those sit bones forward. Keep lifting the chest. Breathe. You can be up as high as I am. I'm going to try to get to my elbows here in a couple breaths. Couple more. Then push yourself to vertical. All right, and then we're gonna come down. Reach your arms to the side as you come down. Feel your fingers. Now we're gonna do a diaphragm release. So we're gonna take our fingers, we're gonna curve them like claws and put them underneath our rib cage, and we're gonna hang forward. Now, some of you might want to have a pillow in front of you because you can't release yourself all the way down. You have to get your head on something to release this, or you can't scoop your fingers under. All right, so start in the interior, the medial, the curve of the ribs, right where they come up to meet the sternum, right at that xiphoid process lateral angle. All right, inhale, exhale, curve over and down. Now take your fingers and try to move them back and forth across the insides of your ribs. I sat back up because I can't talk in that position. So that's what you're doing. You're moving your fingers in these little micro movements back and forth. Keep breathing there. And release. And roll up. All right. On to the fun part. All right, so I'm going to move my mat back. All right, so we're going to come to sitting. So my iPad is just sitting on a cushion. That's my camera dolly. Right. So we're gonna come to sitting. Some of you might need that or a strap. So I'm no longer cold. And I think I'm gonna have to take my socks off. All right. So we're gonna, the rest, for those of you that don't know this, the rest of this is just pretty nice. It's just stretch. We've done all of that work. The thing about this class is that most of the time when people walk down the stairs, they realize that their legs are like jello. So just be warned. All right, so what we're gonna do, as soon as I get a drink here, we're gonna pull our left foot in, and if you can get it underneath your thigh, do it. If you can't, you can leave it out here. You can even leave it straight if it's too much on the knees. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. All right. So you're gonna take that. This is my right leg. I don't know if it's opposite or not in this video. So take your left hand underneath your right leg. So opposite. Pick it up. Let that knee drop open. All right. So we're gonna work a forward stretch, but we want this leg to be externally rotated. So grab your heel, extend your foot, and then feel your little toe pulled down. If you pull your little toe down towards the ground, you feel this peroneal line. You can even see it on me. You can see the muscles pop. Keep that. And then you're gonna stretch that leg forward. And you're gonna push your spine to the straightest position that you have. And then the work of this is inhale, push straight up your spine. Exhale, push through your leg and then pull it. And we're just gonna work it. Own timing, just inhale up, exhale, push. Couple more. And this is the last one. Big inhale. On the exhale, just pull your leg as high as you can. Try to get your face to your knee. And then bend the knee. Put your right arm underneath the knee, and then take your foot and pull it towards that left shoulder, or put the foot in the crook of the elbow, and then take your face down towards your shin. Breathe. Now, if you can, we're going to pick your foot up higher. We're trying to go behind our head. Do the best that you can, pushing it up. Going to do 5 or 6 breaths here. Take the back of that right arm against the back of your thigh. Keep pushing that leg up, breathing. Take a big inhale, release that. Pull your right heel up into your left hip. Half lotus. All right, now be very careful with all this with your knees. If you can't get it up there, just put it on your knee. Then take your right hand, put it on your knee, and we're just gonna push the thigh kind of out of the socket a bit, and we're gonna twist away from it. Just very gentle. Going to release that, come back to center. Now we're going to twist the other way. Keep both sit bones down, your left elbow's on the outside of that right thigh, and now just go down. I could get down if I lifted my sit bone, so don't. We're trying to get this stretch through this left sideline. All right, so just drop your head and relax into this. One more big inhale. Slowly push yourself up. Pull that knee into your chest. Wiggle it around. And then send both legs long in front. And then we're just going to beat our knees. This beating the knees is just to loosen up that connective tissue in the joints again. Because, you know, the nerves are going through the connective tissue. Sometimes it's sticky in there, especially if you're pushing past, you know, where you normally go. All right, so we're going to do another forward stretch with that right leg, but now our left leg is going to be back in a hero. So some of us are, you know, I'm pretty lopsided, so I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to put it just underneath that right sit bone. My knee's being a little weird. There it is. All right. So we're going to grab the outside of our foot with our hand right by the toes so that we can get a negative position on the heel, and then our leg is parallel, or you're trying to roll it in. Same thing. Inhale up through your chest. Exhale out through your heel. Just keep working it, pushing that leg to straight. If you can grab the inside of your right foot with your other hand, with your right hand, then do that. Couple more. Take a big inhale and then pull the last little bit. And then bend that right knee. You're going to pull your heel up into that hero position again. And then we're going to twist to the left. Grab our shin with both hands and then really just encourage that left thigh to roll down and in. Just relaxing it down and in. And then roll up from that. Release your legs. Now we're going to take them out into a straddle. Wiggle them around. Beat them again. All right, so that left leg's going to come back in. All right, so that first side stretch with the leg in the lotus is to really help us with this next stretch. So here, move over a bit so you can see my foot. All right, so some of us will need a strap here. If you need a strap, just make a loop and put it over your foot even before you start. All right, and then it'll be there. You might not need it. All right, arms to the side. Inhale, exhale, elbow down on the front of this knee. Now, this arm is straight out from your chest. You're pushing your spine up and out of your pelvis. Now, we're going to take the lower ribs, so the right ribs, we're going to push the ribs forward on an inhale. So we're going to go inhale, lower ribs forward. Exhale, pull that arm back. Again, inhale, lower ribs come forward. Exhale, pull the arm back. Now, don't let them go in between. Inhale, push the ribs more forward. Lower, try to get that floating rib forward, just extending the spine. Exhale. Again, inhale, lower rib forward. Exhale, you can use the back of that right arm to help you twist a little bit, but it's mainly the breath. Inhale, lower ribs forward. Exhale. Just one more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Then take that top arm, reach it over, grab the side of your foot or your strap, whatever's going to work for you, and then pull the elbow to the ceiling, trying to get yourself underneath that. Keep twisting in the same direction. Those lower ribs keep going forward. The arm pushes. Holding on to something gives you the stretch down the left side, the top side, all the way through that sit bone. Keep pushing the elbow on the inhale. Elbow goes up, ribs go forward. Exhale, push. Keep working it. One more. Maybe two. Now inhale, release the twist. Pick your sit bone up and pull it back. So you're going to try to square your chest to your knee. For the Janu Shirshasana 1, grab a hold of your foot, and then again, you're just pushing your lower ribs forward. If you can lay down on your leg, do it. But remember, all these forward bends are about the pelvis leading the motion. The pelvis pushes forward. As the pelvis pushes forward, you'll tilt over more and then reach the ribs. Don't just curve your head to your leg. Keep working it. One more. Inhale, come up. Take that left leg out to the side. And then just hang forward. Hang forward, head to the ground. I'm going to talk a little bit here. The thing about doing a series of movements over and over again, this particular series is I probably created this series in the early 90s, so it's old. Do the math, right? Your body learns the positions, and it's stored kind of in combination of your muscles in your mind in this matrix. And so what I've noticed over the years is I've had a lot of injuries, and right now my hip is really not that great. Your body remembers the matrix. You might not be able to get there, but the pattern is still in there. So it's a really interesting diagnostic tool. It's also a therapeutic tool because your body had the position, because I've been doing this for 30 years. And then I can relax into whatever position that I have, and I can start feeling my body remember where it needs to go. And as it's remembering where it needs to go, I can feel my hip releasing as best as it can right now. And so it's such a valuable practice, yoga in general. But if you have something that is memorized, that's one thing I like about the Ashtanga series. It's a template for you. It's a baseline. You can always come back to that and figure out, what it is that has changed. All right, come on up to sitting. Now we do that whole thing on the other side. So pull your right leg in. All right, and then right arm goes underneath the ankle. Let that knee drop to the side. Grab your heel and stretch that leg forward. Remember the little toe pulling down to feel that outside line of your shin. And then we're just inhaling, chest is going up and forward. Exhale, you're pushing out the leg, and then you're pulling. Keep working it. Big inhale. Exhale, just pull a little bit further, even if you have to let that pelvis go a bit. Just see where you can get it. And then bend the knee. Arm goes underneath. Pull your foot towards your shoulder. Face on your shin. Breathe. I keep wiggling back and forth. I find this helpful. And then we're going to kind of go up a little higher if we can. Push the back of that arm, left arm into the back of the thigh. Pull the foot. If you can get it over your head, go for it. Keep using the inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, and release that. Pull this left heel up to your right hip socket, half lotus, left hand on your knee, push into the, push actually out. Try to feel the thigh pushing out of your socket, twist to the right. Just easy. And then slowly release that, coming around to the left. Twisting. Right elbow on the outside of that left thigh. And down you go to your elbows if you can. It's a complicated position. A lot of angles, a lot of planes, a lot of joints involved. So really just feel the breath come in and then release it out. You'll be surprised if you just focus on that. Your body will give you a little bit more. Inhale, come up, pull that leg up, stretch both legs forward. Right. Beat those knees. All right, this right leg is going to come back into the hero. So this is where I need my little boost underneath my sit bone. All right, roll the thigh in, heel on the outside. Make sure this thigh is not to the side. Make sure the heel is right up against your hip, keeping all the joints lined up. Grab the outside of your foot and stretch that leg forward. Grab the inside of the foot with your left hand if you can. All right, inhale, exhale, push, get just a little bit more. And then bend that knee, pull the heel. Up into the hero, or this lotus. So left leg lotus, right leg's in a hero. Twist, grab your thigh, and then just encourage the internal rotation of that right hip. So if you can, some people can take their faces all the way over to this shin. Not in this lifetime for me. Just keep relaxing that hip bone, that sit bone down. This really works for me. This, just a little bit of weight curving over this leg is just kind of enough to give me just a little bit more on this hip. And I'm not pushing it, it just lets go. A couple more breaths. Now release that, come on up, and take your legs out to that straddle position. Beat this knee a little bit, beat this knee a little bit. If you need your strap, move that over to the other side so that you don't have to mess with it later. Gotta pull that right leg back in. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left elbow in front of that knee. Right arm is pushing right out of your sternum, straight line. Now, with the lower ribs on that, it's left side. Inhale, push the lower ribs forward. Feel your pelvis tilt forward. And exhale, pull the arm. Inhale, lower ribs forward. Exhale. Inhale, lower ribs forward. Exhale. Two more. Inhale, push. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, push. Exhale. Take that arm up and over. Grab your foot or a strap, pull. yourself through. Inhale, elbow goes up. Exhale. Still the ribs are working on that left side. Inhale into the top side. Exhale, push the ribs forward. Keep it working. One more. Release your twist. Pick that left sit bone up. Pull it back. Right foot in the inside of the thigh. Square your chest to that leg. Hands reach, and then again, push the pelvis and the ribs forward. Taking your ribs, push forward and come up. All right, stretch both legs to the front. Just a little bit of this and sliding down into the corpse for just 1 minute. Big inhale. Exhale, roll to your right side and press yourself up. All right, everybody, that's it for this morning, week 6. Thank you all for being here because I would not be on my mat if it wasn't for you. Namaste. Enjoy the day.